Hello, Jeth Robot. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. It was too good to pass up. Also, welcome James Borg and SCO. Hey, creatively, thank you, thank you. Welcome Jay Loman. So let's see if I can cut 245. If I have a crater that goes according to plan, that should be very doable. Did 2 practice runs before starting, just through the crater, so we shall see. Hello, Scrivener, Danze, Grasher, Emitans, San Gillespie. Good evening, everybody. Tinglemater. Thank you, here is Valar. Yeah, the crater is the biggest place for me to save time along with Genova synthesis, because last time, or well, my PB splits, I forgot to use the power sources before fighting Genova, so I lost probably a good minute or so there. Ooh, Distant Worlds, nice. I went to Distant Worlds about 2 years or so ago now, I think. Nobuo Uematsu was there. I didn't wait in line to actually meet him in person, but it was nice to actually see him live when he came out on stage. Cutscene there. How many times have I played this game? A lot. Hey, Apario. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, they announced, I think it was yesterday, that the PC version of FF7 is going to be ported to PS4. I don't know when, because I didn't really... All I know about that I got from Twitter, so I didn't actually watch the announcement or anything. I just... yeah, it amuses me. Oh, he sang? Wow, nice. The concert I went to, I don't think he actually participated in the concert proper, although he and some other people played some like chamber music style music in the lobby before the concert actually started. To think they did the first World of Ruin overworld theme from FF6, and then the Black Chocobo, I think from FF5, aka Hua! Evening, Everhead. The primo opportunity for Blame is in the crater, which will be in about 2 hours. So don't touch that dial. Welcome, Korak. Don't work too hard. Yeah, the one I went to had some kind of Theatrhythm tournament. I mean, this was 2 years ago, so it was the first Theatrhythm game, which I hadn't played at the time, so I didn't bother signing up for the tournament. I'm sure there's going to be absolutely nothing different about the game. I mean, it's just going to be a lazy port. I mean, it very slightly increases the odds that I might run this version of the game again if it's playable on console, just because I'm really not a fan of this version of the game after actually speedrunning it a bit because of how annoying it is to recapture at a solid frame rate, and the fact that the frame rate drives the step counter manipulation a little bit too. Hey, T-Flower. But even if it runs consistently on PS4, there's still going to be an issue with that. It's going to be, unless it can be emulated, it's going to be difficult to practice. Because the reason I really prefer the PlayStation version is that I can use an emulator to practice step counter movement and stuff. Yes. I mean, you need to have another save file in order to do the warp glitches. I mean, there is a route for this game that only allows save files that you make after starting the timer. And it's pretty substantially different from the either the normal route or the which we call Yuffie Warp Plus, but it's only about an hour faster than not doing it at all, just because even though you're skipping a decent chunk of the game, you have to grind and farm in order to make up for skipping bosses, and that was actually kind of poor timing to dodge that. It means no braver. I'll take that crit though. So that category doesn't interest me, just because it's only about an hour faster than not using warps at all, and you still have to deal with the PC frame rate issues and stuff. And it replaces, like, fighting Genova Birth and other cool bosses with farming for right arms and dragon scales and other combat items. This is a decent state to be in after Guard Scorpion, although I need to make sure that Barret gets hit at some point before Airbuster. Which isn't too out of the question, but you never know. That's where the blame game may come into play. Using warps with save files that you make after starting your timer only saves about an hour over not using warps at all, but playing the PC version. Oops. Use the backup to recover some steps in the church, I think. This has not been that great of a reactor for step counter. I mean, this isn't even this is not even the fastest possible route for this category, but it's the one I'm going to do for AGDQ because it's a lot more interesting and technical than using the debug room warp. Debug room warp is pretty much just a Midgar escape speedrun with the credits warp after that. The way I look at it, and I think that would get a pretty poor reception at AGDQ. Yeah, title is a joke. I mean, yesterday there was an announcement that the PC port of FF7 is now also going to be ported to the PS4. So the true any percent for Mother 2 isn't able to do the credits warp until after you escape Onet. I've never actually seen the, I mean, I've seen videos of the credits warp glitch for both Mother 2 and Earthbound, although I haven't actually seen a full speedrun that uses it. I know it's easier to do, supposedly, in Mother 2, but Nemel, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, has done one for English version. Hey, Solid Goo, going pretty good. I'm gonna try out something new in Midgar for step counter too. I'm not going to force a battle in the north section of the train graveyard. I'm just gonna keep going and see if that helps with getting a little more buffer for steps, even if that means I get a second fight on the pillar climb. Hello, Zelik Man. If anybody is curious, I really don't care if there's ever a true remake of this game. I think it's fine as is. I like how the PC port has faster loading times, just because that's a problem with PS1 games, especially, that kind of makes a lot of them feel kind of dated, is really high loading times compared to newer games. Well, most newer games, I should say. I think there's a lot of like PS3 games that have pretty slow loads, unless there's a data install option built into the game. Hey, Akusushi. Probably the thing that disappointed me the most about when this was re-released on PC about 2 years or so ago now was that they didn't retranslate the script. That's one of the weakest things about the game, if you ask me, is the translation. I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as say like Breath of Fire 2. I'm trying to think of some other examples. That's always the first game that comes to my mind, is just having just an absolute trash tier English localization. Hey, Nitrodon. Oh yeah, FFT is quite bad too. Ethereum, yes, the glitch that makes it possible to beat this game in under 3 hours is PC only. Yeah, Chrono Trigger's original translation was okay, but I like the DS version better for translation. I mean, it's all little things, but I think they make the game better. But I think my favorite thing actually was that they kind of made the way Magus talks make him sound more like someone who doesn't belong where he is, giving him more kind of an old-timey way of talking. Along with just being just getting rid of censorship from the 90s too. Yeah, the first, I think the first Square Enix game where they actually put some real effort into English localization was Final Fantasy VIII. Lag.com explained it to me once that they just, from a technical level, how they kind of upped their game as far as localization. Yeah, FF13, I thought they made some poor decisions as far as translating names. Like, all the different names related to crystal stuff, like Lissy, Felsi, Seath, just, they don't sound very good to say, or hear people say, if you ask me. Because I think the Japanese equivalent for Lissy is Shigai, which is a better word, if you ask me. And it means, I think, sea corpses. Chat, feel free to help answer people's questions about the title, because I guess I overestimated how many people knew about the PS4 port. So yeah, so there's a couple notable like typos and grammar mistakes and stuff that they fixed in FF7 for PC, but a lot of the dialogue still feels kind of clunky, if you ask me. Hello, Goes Pecco. You can imagine that there's a kappa in the title. Yeah, didn't they? I mean, I've actually never played any Suikoden games, but isn't it kind of a big deal that Suikoden 1 and 2 are going to be on Vita, I think? Or just PSN in general? Like, I've heard that Suikoden 2 is a very pricey game. They fixed this guy Arsic, I think with Off Course too. Hey Kev, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, Getwin is in there just because they were way too lazy to like redraw the background. Anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's the marquee in the background of the Chocobo Racing section of the Gold Saucer. If you actually look at it long enough, it says Chocobo Racing for Wild, and it says Get Win. Kind of interesting that the all of the English that's in the Gold Saucer was in the Japanese version, the original Japanese version too. They did Wall Market in Japanese and the Gold Saucer in English, as far as all the text and the maps. Hello, Savory Pot Roast. If you don't want to get win, then you'll abandon the win and regret it the rest of your life. This is a PC version, it's just a joke, because it's getting ported to PS4. The luck is not with me. If it was possible to emulate the PS4 version for practice, that would make me very, very seriously consider switching to it as my main version for speedrunning. But I don't really see that too likely. Because I'd say that other than the frame rate being consistent, the primary reason I prefer the PlayStation version is that it's easy to emulate for practice. Because a lot of the stuff involving the step counter and manipulating random battles just really is very difficult to practice on console. Because I mean, there's a lot of places where making save files and then loading from them would screw up the step counter, as far as at least doing what you want it to do in a single segment run. Yeah, that's all assuming that the PS4 version has similar loading times to the PC version. I would guess they'd be kind of similar, just because, I mean, the PSN version, which is a port of the PS1 version, has pretty poor loading times, but that's just because of the way they programmed their emulation. They made it so it doesn't... if you run PSN games on a PS3, it plays it like it was a PS1 instead of a PS2, because they didn't make it so it could emulate fast disk speed for some reason, which I think is just laziness. Hey, it counts. Well, that's good. I mean, you should enjoy the game instead of just try to beat it as quickly as possible, especially if it's your first playthrough. Yeah, that's the lag in PSP FFT is pretty strong. Evolution. Yeah, I'm terrible. For lack of better words. Okay, finally. I wasn't even really paying that much attention to if Barrett had actually gotten hit. 'Cause I need both Cloud and Barrett's limit gauges to be full for the next boss. What's new? I've been spending a lot of time playing Kingdom Hearts 2.5 the past few days. Definitely enjoying it. Nice. It's not a good version of the game for speedrunning, that's for sure, so whenever I finally get motivated to actually improve my KH2 PB, it'll be on PS2, because 2.5 has much slower loading times, along with extra lag in a number of places. And it's much more convenient for me to record and stream from PS2 than PS3. Well, to everybody their own. I mean, one of the points of speedrunning games that I like is that it gives me excuses to play them in challenging ways. Hey, Zoc. Yeah, lawnmower helicopter time. Okay, this has been backfiring on me a couple times now, because the reason I'm having Tifa attack first instead of Cloud is because I want her I want her limit gauge to get mostly full from Airbuster's counterattack to set up the strat I want to use on apps, but if it gets all the way full, then that doesn't actually help. Then I basically lose a couple seconds on the fight for nothing. Maybe I need to. I guess I should really just pay attention to Tifa's limit gauge at the start of the fight, as far as whether I do that or not. Because I want it to be the perfect outcome is that Tifa's limit gauge is full enough that Apps's first sewer tsunami will fill it, and then that lets me do a trick with the ATB in order to skip the third sewer tsunami. Yeah. There was a pseudo-viral tweet I've seen a couple people retweet of showing how sweet FF7 is going to look on PS4, and then they had a comparison basically between PS1 emulated and PC FF7 compared to the same for FF10. Maybe, well, I guess it was technically HD instead of PS3. Hey, Overlord Manga. Very, very much yes, Tapris. Unfortunately, this category skips naming half the characters. I only name the characters that you meet in Midgar. Cloud, Barret, Tifa, Aerith, and Red 13. But 5 nameable characters should make some decent money for a 3-hour run. The other incentives I offered were to have whoever's around at the time act out the squats minigame. I got a very, very enthusiastic offer from Caleb Hart to show how squats are meant to be done. Should be some good times. If Meta Sigma is there, I'd love to have him help too. I don't know if he's going to AGDQ though. Oops, it's up. My couch crew is going to be Abda Jr., Uranium Anchor, and Brosencha, and then Vuligin, I believe, will be on the host mic. So this is a few seconds slower than telling her to run and then pushing the middle barrel on the second guy, but it saves 3 steps. And I was a little behind coming out of the reactors. Yeah, Breath of Fire 3 is on my list of games I want to casual play next year, along with Dragon Quest 3 for Super Famicom. What else? Robotrek, Mother 3. It's probably enough to last a while. Come on, get up there. That was weird. Yeah, BOF 3 is the only BOF game I haven't played. Oh yeah, of the BOF games that I've played, 4 is my favorite. Mostly because of the drawing style. I really like that game's drawing style, especially for both for not for demi-human races and then also for dragons. I go for a much kind of more Asian style of dragon than kind of like English style like we're used to generally. Like all the dragons in this game are based on like George and the Dragon. That's a cover materia there that I'd normally get, but I don't need it in this Warps run. Yeah, Dragon Quarter, also known as BOF5, was for PS2. It was the only Breath of Fire game for PS2. And I'm guessing it didn't sell too well, which is why there hasn't been another one since then, other than the mobile phone game that was announced at some point. I've never played any Dragon Age. Yeah, I like Dragon Quarter, as in Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. Oops, also forgot to close my email. Just because Dragon Quarter is just such a different kind of RPG. It's like a survival RPG. I could not name any other game that's like it in kind of either gameplay or tone. To really be careful in this next area, just because I lost some steps in the church because of that weirdness with Cloud not jumping out when he was supposed to. Okay, that's the scary part, as far as actually going down there or not. Oh, okay. Actually, kind of surprised I didn't get the fight there. There's a fight that depending on how good my step counter was up to this point, there's a fight that I could either get right before leaving that wrecked road there, or right after I go into the sewers. If anyone does, oh, by the way, I guess if I didn't really kind of set the stage for that very well. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, the random battles that are in dungeon-type areas in Final Fantasy VII are not actually random. They're based on a step counter value that goes up at different rates depending on whether you're walking or running. So, by moving consistently from run to run and then also walking instead of running for fixed certain numbers of steps at various points, I can manipulate the encounters. Hey, Cheeseburger. Yeah. Hey, Cloud was the, whatever before Squall made it cool. I've watched a little bit of Crumps and Seraph, although not too much. I mean, I like what they're doing as far as drawing more attention to Final Fantasy. It's just, I find when I watch streams, I generally like, especially RPGs, I just like watching kind of prepared speedruns more than casual play. It's just generally just what I like to watch personally. It definitely makes me curious on if people did something similar where they had just kind of some more routing behind it, and they were playing the same versions of the games too, because I noticed that what Crumps and Seraph are doing, they're playing different versions of each game, I think just for variety's sake. Yeah, I'm a filthy casual sometimes too. I mean, I was just saying that I was rattling off a bunch of games that I want to dirty casual play / stream sometime next year. Like the one that I get the most requests for is VOF3. I was kind of surprised at how many viewers I got when I was casual playing Earthbound last summer too. I got fairly decent viewer counts for both that and Super Mario RPG. Yeah, I mean, there'll always be FF9 at some point. I mean, I just think the main question is if I'm ever actually going to feel motivated to try to improve my PB, because, hold on a second. As I've learned more Final Fantasy games and just RPG speedruns and period, I mean, I feel more kind of satisfied at getting a PB in like this game or like FF6 than FF9, just because there's a lot more execution required. I mean, FF9 still has plenty of execution that goes into getting a good time. It's just there's just so much more luck required too. I do enjoy doing FF9 runs every once in a while, like for special occasions, and I don't know, maybe someday I'll feel motivated to try to get closer to like 910, 905 or so. But we'll see. I mean, there are no game that I've speedran am I like completely satisfied with my PB at. I mean, I can always do better. And I like to rotate through games that I'm seriously working on just to keep it fresh, both for me and for my stream viewers. Hey, Brosentia, evening, sir. Alright, Brosentia, you'd better be paying attention, just because I'm going to need some help as far as acting out this mini-game at AGDQ, assuming donation gets met. Caleb Hart will theoretically be there to help, too. You can get more squats on PC than PlayStation just because of the frame rate differences. A perfect squat score is 21 on PlayStation and 25 on PC. Yeah, like when I ran this for AGDQ 2012, I had Carcinogen and Arrow, I think, spontaneously acting it out, which was a lot of fun. What game am I running? This one. This is probably going to be my last GDQ run for a while, too, just because there aren't really a whole lot of games that I run left that are good games for marathons that don't have substantially better people that want to run them. I think probably my likeliest shot would be would be no slots, FF7 is no warps, but obviously they're not going to take FF7 multiple marathons in a row. Parasite Eve, NG+. I need to finish that run at some point. I mean, just because I need to do a bunch of farming in order to get a better machine gun, basically, to try to shave a few more seconds, and then I should have a time I feel good submitting to SDA for NG+. Maybe if I do the farming on stream sometime, it'll with people to talk to, it'll motivate me to actually do it. I don't see Parasite Eve making GDQ though. I don't think it's popular enough, and it doesn't have enough incentives, even though it's not terribly long. I mean, like I'm sure if I actually worked on it hard enough, I could consistently get under 3.5 hours. Well, actually, that would the timing we use for that includes the credits. So if you end the game after loss of control, it's probably a good 10-15 minutes saved there. Yeah, the Limit Break game list is out. If anybody wants to throw a link in, feel free. Otherwise, either look at my tweets or the Limit Break thread on SDA forum. Oh, thank you, William. Yeah, gonna be a lot of really strong Mystic Quest Remastered. I might play that someday. I mean, from what I've seen of Dragon Dark playing it, it looks decent. I mean, I wouldn't say it's probably as good as the original game, but it looks like it has some stuff about it that's fun, like battles that are more challenging than the original game. Oh, and I manipulated Corneo choosing Cloud basically by what I did in Wall Market as far as which items I get, because if Corneo chooses Cloud, then you can skip 2 fights. Yeah, I mean, if it was possible to speedrun that game, I could maybe see that making Limit Break 2016 or 17 or something, as far as Bad Game Graveyard. Yeah, I'm really glad Andy offered Earthbound, because that was very high on my list as far as games I really wanted to see offered for Limit Break. A couple that didn't get offered that I was hoping would. I think probably the biggest one was Valkyrie Profile, because FunkDoc had expressed some interest in running Valkyrie Profile for the RPG Marathon, but never ended up offering it. Probably just because of being too busy with job stuff lately. Yeah, oh yeah, and yeah, Dragon Quest III would have been a pretty strong contender too, by either Everhate or Darkwing Duck, but we might be able to make such a thing happen during a bonus stream. Limit Break is going to be in Utah. Yeah, I mean, Limit Break is the successor to Crystals for Life, basically. It's pretty much the same concept, only organized by different people. Oops. Hey, Kabahi. Yeah. Rosench is going to be running a game that's designed for like Windows 3.1. So actually figuring out how to actually get it working is going to be interesting. Limit break is going to be May 12th through 16th of next year. There'll be lots more details announced later as far as like which stream details and like. Oh, man, I should have queued that up. Yeah. That's not a. That might seriously end up being what we have to do. Is run Castle of the Winds on Essentia's streaming computer, which is I believe something Denton got at like a flea market or consignment sale or something for like $20 or something very low. Hey, Sephiroth. I got 35 FPS by playing in full screen on my laptop because I'm playing the game on my laptop and then capturing it via HDMI on my main PC. It runs much higher FPS on full screen than on windowed mode. But after AGDQ, I'm going back to PlayStation FF7 though, because it's easier for me to stream and record and also to practice. So I don't mind that it's about an hour slower for loading times for a full game run, just because the fact that I can use an emulator to practice the step counter patterns and stuff really helps. Yeah, are you still on FF4, Sephiroth? I know Crumps is. Whoops. Ah, dang it. Yeah, oh yeah, After Years. I've never actually played After Years, but I've heard that just trying to play the whole game in one, like not even really in one sitting and just like one go is very tedious, because it basically just kind of shows that it was designed as a mobile phone game originally. Where the chapters were released like several months apart from each other. Yeah, it definitely sounds like fun. Alright, so I'm not going to force an encounter there, I'm just going to keep going. So I'm probably going to get a second battle on the pillar climb, but I'm hoping that doing this will let me bank some extra steps for the Shinra building. Because that's what's caused me the most problems in this category so far, is getting too far off of the step count route that I then have issues in the crater. Because a lot of what I'm doing is, I mean, in addition to skipping some fights in Midgar, I'm also just trying to set the stage for manipulating the encounters in the crater to completely avoid specific encounters that could wipe me easily. Well, After Years was originally a mobile phone. I don't know if, I think maybe just Japan only, but it was originally a mobile phone game, and then came out on WiiWare, and then PSP eventually. Oh, Caleb's having issues with the Red Dragon. Well, if he doesn't know, make sure he's using cross-slash to paralyze it before he does death blows. Cross-slash makes it so death blow always hits. Although this is a very glitchy run of the game though, so I'm not actually going to go to the temple. Yeah, the whole reason why I'm playing PC for FF7 is because of a glitch that lets you do wrong warps. I have my frame rate listed just because this game runs inconsistently on different people's PCs, so it's become common, really, for people that do speedruns of PC FF7 to announce what their frame rate is. Because it's something you'd have very little control over, too. It just kind of decides on a frame rate for each individual PC. Yeah, I know he's said Hojo's free quite a few times. I'm definitely gonna lose time here because of getting that extra fight on the pillar, but hopefully it'll be a worthy investment for later. Oh, I gained time. That's actually kind of surprising. Maybe I just had really slow runaways. Yeah, I mean, Hojo is, for me at least, is a pretty easy boss and no slots. As long as you don't make any catastrophic mistakes, there isn't really much he can do with the strats I use to actually kill you. Very much not the case in slots, though. In slots, Hojo is pretty much the final boss of the run, just because it's the most difficult slots execution in the whole run. Hey, Andy. You mean playing the Die Hard music? Well, I don't imagine convincing Cool Maddie to figure out a way to make that happen would be too difficult. The problem, though, is that the stair climbing section is going to be very, very good time for reading donation comments because there's very little going on in the game then for a couple minutes. Of course, accompanying donation comments with the Die Hard theme is certainly doable too. It's because I forgot to hit the split when I killed the last Mighty Grunt last time I ran this, and I also never bothered to go back to look at my VOD to find out what the time was. So hopefully I'll remember this time. I'm almost afraid to ask what music Everhate is linking. Oh, that's... okay, CV3. I approve of CV3 music being listened to, that's for sure. Yeah, warp's coming up in roughly an hour, because I have to escape Midgar and go through the Calm flashback before I can start warping. Because the most critical component to being able to warp is only available after I've seen the cutscene with the Turks in the Mythril Mines. Yeah, people that have seen the end of this run before, yeah, please. No major spoilers, at least, just because I like people that are new to this run to be surprised at what happens exactly. mean, the short version is just that the warps are based around a glitch that only works in the PC version of FF7 that lets you store a location from another save file that you have on your PC. As far as how exactly I'm going to use that to beat the game in under 3 hours, you'll have to wait and see. Zermos? That sounds like a metallic object that you put soup in, only with a Z. Yeah. On another note, though, an idea I've kind of pitched a few times is a broken fantasy relay, which originally would be like FF4 with stairs glitch, FF6 with sketch glitch, and then 7 with warp glitches. But I'm starting to think that FF3 with warp glitches might make a better game, just because it doesn't have the frame rate issues that make this a kind of a poor racing game. Yeah, the PSP version of FF1 is really broken, mostly because of there's an equipment optimization glitch that lets you get endgame weapons at the beginning, basically. Hey, Master Kratos. Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, there's a pretty sizable racing scene for Final Fantasy IV these days. I mean, that's a big part of why we decided to try to go for a 4-way race at Limit Break. Because pretty much the top 4 runners in the world are all planning to be there. And the last time we had a relay race, the FF4 part of it was actually quite close. Like 3 of the runners were on Zeromus at the same time. I mean, I think an example of an RPG that I think is a very poor racing game because of random factors is FF9. Just because the number of random battles you get and how quickly you get out of them is just such a huge factor in what your time is, and you have so little control over it in the grand scheme of things that I think that makes it for kind of a poor racing game. What is slots? Slots is a category for this game that uses Kate Sith's level 2 limit break to one-shot bosses. Because you can manipulate the slots reels to get game over, which is the the combo that just wins the battle instantly at will if you have the right timing. Oops. Get up there. It's not really as popular in English as it is in Japan, but there's a decent number of people that do slots runs. I have no interest in ever running slots, but I think Sephiroth runs it. Cart7 has been running slots recently. I think Luzbelheim is learning it. Yeah, the tearing you sometimes see when the screen is scrolling is just because of the way I'm capturing it. Because I'm playing the game on my laptop and then capturing via HDMI. That's mostly so that the game runs at a higher frame rate than if I was actually playing it on my on my streaming PC. But it also has another nice benefit is that I can do stuff on my computer without pausing the game, because if you click outside the game window when this is running in windowed mode, it will pause the game. As in literally pause it, not like just take away your inputs or something, so you can't even do it during like FMVs. I'm very, very indifferent about the PS4 PC FF7 thing, really. The timing for this is different on PC, and I'm still not used to it. There's just differences with lag. There we go. Okay, so I should really wait for the middle, I guess the middle part of the squeak, because I use the squeaking sound of the pipe as a cue for when to jump. On PlayStation, I do it right as the sound starts, and I guess on this I need to wait for the middle part of the sound. Did I say visual cue? I meant audio cue, by the way. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the main thing that I am looking forward to about PS4 FF7. Theoretically, is that it would be it would be if it has the same glitches as this version but a consistent field FPS, then that would be a great package. Ideally, it'll have the same loading times too, which I mean, even for a no warps run would save about an hour. As soon as this cutscene here starts, I'm gonna run a commercial, so I'll be back in a minute. Oh man. I bet that's a preview of coming attractions for couch commentary too. 30 I want to say. I think most PlayStation 1 games run at 30 FPS. The fact that the PC version runs higher, along with the loading times being faster, is why it's just the game itself is so much faster in PC. Because I mean, like, every text box is faster because of the FPS, so you're saving significant frames on every text box, or well, just every cutscene, I should say. And I'm not forgetting the elixir. I just don't need it in this category. Because when I start doing the glitching segment, I need to minimize the number of consumable items that I have in my inventory, and elixirs only sell for 1 gil in this game, so it's just completely useless in this category. I'd get that in a full game run though, because elixirs are a deadly weapon against undead, specifically Geen attack. Yeah, the future is now. I was able to get my hands on an advanced copy of PS4 FF7, which is what I'm playing right now. Yeah, the number of stairs I'm climbing is accurate, by the way, too. There are Reign of Soten counted at once, and there are exactly 59 flights of stairs. If you count going like right and then left as a flight, then there's 59 of them. I like the some of the remakes of FF4. I like the DS/PC version because it's harder, and then I like the PSP version because it's the same as the original game, just more modernized. Alright, so a little trick here is I'm triggering this fight as close to the elevator as possible to minimize the number of steps I have to take afterwards. This is the first time I'm using the ATB wait trick to cancel enemies' turns too. If I have the battle mode set to wait and then go into a sub-menu, actions that I've queued will still go off, but enemies don't get credit towards their next turn. Yeah, Kane is voiced by Liam O'Brien in that version. He was the voice of Caius in FF13 too, along with numerous other games. I think he's been in like some of the Persona games, I think. Metal Gear Cloud, as I call this part. I'm blanking on his name, but the first party member you recruit in Persona 4, I think Yosuke, I think is his name, is Liam O'Brien, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that was close, the call there. You do not want to get caught by these guys, because you get forced into a pincer attack with 2 mighty grunts. And then you have to start it over. If you fail 3 times, you just get to go on, because you've killed all the guards. But you do not want to fail. I mean, in addition to wasting time, you generally have to use more grenades if you fight too. So in a full game run, I'd be doing a trick with checking one of the bookcases in order to figure out what the password is. But in this category, I don't care what I get from Mayor Domino, so I just basically guess. The 3rd and 6th passwords are always wrong. So if I haven't gotten it by the time I get to password 2, then I skip it, and I skip and go to 4. I mean, the kind of the perfect outcome, I would say, as far as, I guess I want it first try just to save text. But if I don't get it first try, getting 3rd try would be better than 2nd, because then I get an ether, which I can sell for money. 2nd try gets you an elixir, which is useless in this category. Well, if you're playing a version of the game that's not English, or the PAL version, the password's always Mako. It's only the NTSC English and Japanese versions that have the random password. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've started to look at this whole thing here as being kind of something embarrassing that you have to do if you forget your key card at home and go to work. If I ever do that, I always feel embarrassed having to buzz and have the receptionist at my office let me into my own office. But at least they don't make me solve a puzzle in order to get to work if I don't have my key card. Yeah, he's done a lot of work with games and anime. And I can see why too. He's got a really good voice. Of course, with voice actors that have pretty distinctive voices is kind of a bad thing too, just because then you've got especially if they get typecast for the same kind of role too. Like, I don't know what his name is, but the guy that does Fate's voice in Star Ocean 3 is always the hero in like any game or anime dub that he's part of. He's always the hero. So I just get kind of sick of hearing his voice just because the hero talks a lot. Also, Hojo's mouth in this version is pretty creepy, if you ask me too. That's the main addition to the game for PC, really, is characters having, for graphics at least, is characters having mouths. Right, height, tra-la-la-la-la. Stephen Bloom, yeah, it's... I guess I can't really think of anything he's done specifically, but I know that's a name I've heard a lot. I think Johnny Youngbosh, I think, is another name that comes up a lot. Yeah, Yuri Lowenthal, I think, is the guy that I was talking about. That's always the hero. Well, Nolan North, that also sounds familiar. Is that who did Drake in the Uncharted games, or is that a different Nolan? Yeah, Quentin Flynn. and Axel in Kingdom Hearts, along with Raiden in Metal Gear Solid. Oh, yeah, you definitely would, bro. I have not willingly listened to Christmas music yet, but I'm about ready to start. I mean, I do not willingly listen to Christmas music before Thanksgiving, but probably shortly after Thanksgiving is when I load the CD changer in my car with my Mannheim Steamroller collection. Oh yeah, Scott McNeil was Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z, right? At least in the first round of dubs. Okay, so the fact that I didn't get a fight before going into the elevator is good as far as my step counter. That would actually be a first, too. I've never not gotten a fight on that last screen with the route I was using before, where I would force a battle in the train graveyard in order to skip another one in the pillar climb. Yeah, what Religion said. Keep it clean, please. So in a non-warps run, I would be using Tifa to fight this next boss here, but so that she gets more experience for the next part of the run. But in this run, I'm using Barret for basically for the same reason, but also because his HP is higher at this point. I don't have anything too special. In my car, I just have a decent quality Toyota sound system. For one turn, I'm casting fire instead of using a grenade with red, just so that I have an extra grenade for later. Oop, dang it. Silly hit detection. Not so much for saving a grenade. That's one thing I really wish could be changed about this game too, is just how the targeting works, because it's all relative based on the camera instead of based on any kind of absolutes as far as what slots enemies are in. Yeah, I want to go back to full runs. Maybe fairly shortly after AGDQ, just because the more I work on this warps category, the more I kind of wish I was doing full game instead. Yeah, I don't even know at this point if I'm going to bother offering anything for STDQ. I just have no clue what exactly that would have any shot at being accepted. ATB is active time battle. It's the pseudo real-time battle system that's used in all of the Super Nintendo and PlayStation Final Fantasies. Hey, Sick Nick. Going alright? Well, I mean, I've got nothing to lose by offering games, so... I mean, I think the odds of IOG being accepted, I think, are very low, mostly just because of incentives, because it's about 2.5 hours, and the only real incentive would be the optional boss. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's not a terribly popular or well-known game either, much as I wish it was. I mean, if the LCC doesn't offer FF6 with Sketch Glitch, maybe Essentia and I can offer it, but given that he offered it for AGDQ, I'm sure he's probably going to keep offering it until it gets accepted. And given that he did basically all the routing for that by himself, he definitely deserves to get to run it if he wants to. Carry armor. Oh, carry armor. I mean, another game I've run that I really don't see making a comeback is FF5. Again, mostly just because of length relative to donation incentives and popularity. The fact that you can only rename Barts really hurts. I know that was a big factor in why it was Graveyard at SGDQ last year. Oops. And lost some time there just because of not paying attention to the cutscene. I mean, I mean, I'm fine with not having a game for every marathon, too. I mean, that's not a realistic expectation to have anymore, at least for GDQ. And then not having to practice for a marathon frees me to work on other stuff that I want to do, like... Like one project I want to do next year, early next year too, is improve my Japanese FF6 time by a couple more minutes, and then get a run without that wasn't recorded on a dying hard drive that I can submit to SDA. Oops. Yeah. Heck, you could probably even offer a trilogy % run of Bible Adventures. Yeah, I probably should have considered forcing an encounter there, because the route that the world record uses gets a fight after Rufus with Solo Cloud, but it's a preemptive. And if I get a fight that's not a preemptive and I don't heal beforehand, there's a risk of game overing. Spiritual Warfare, another Wisdom Tree game or something? Hail Borgie. Oh, that Wisdom Tree game. Okay, yeah, I know what game you're talking about. I just didn't know what its name was. Well, you know what? I might get the fight on this screen now. I probably will, actually. And that's much preferred to Cloud by himself. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I'm probably about 3 steps ahead of where I typically am in this run. Which is pretty good for going into the crater. Yeah, Rosenche is the proud owner of a Super 3D Noah's Ark reproduction cartridge. Nice lifers. Courtesy of Retro Gamer Ryan, whose work I've enjoyed too. I've got a Rescue Rangers 2, FF5, and Terranigma repro card that he made. The latter 2 of which are destined for Trilogy Gauntlets someday. Though the best team is Team Cat, which you'll be seeing after this boss. Hey, Dusler. Alright, now I actually need to kind of pay attention if I want to try to skip his last attack and save a grenade. Alright, so 1, a 2. If Red doesn't wake up, it's not going to matter anyway. Yeah, that was just bad RNG. Red getting put to sleep. If basically anybody other than, well, if Aerith had been put to sleep, that would have been less of a problem. I wanted to use a limit for the final hit. Yeah, I think I paid like $25, $30 or so for my Soul Blazer cart. I think I paid like $8 or $10 for my Soul Blader card, the Japanese version. Oh yeah, I was supposed to back row Cloud after H0512. And again, this does let me save a grenade on this fight, assuming that hits him. That was a bad damage roll. That should have killed him, but didn't. Probably had single-digit HP left after the Braver. Yeah, that close up after the Rufus fight is pretty amazing. Yeah. That is a big, big, big shame that Terranigma was never released in North America. It's a really good game. It's easily the best of the trilogy for casual play, if you ask me. I think that IOG is the best for speedrunning, just because of the amount of tech and the pacing. But just as a whole package, like with the story, music, and stuff, I vote for Terranigma. I'm not aware of any like up-to-date notes for this run. I mean, I basically just took notes off of the world record by Kynos. What I'm going for here is to get 3 red bikes on screen at once, just because their AI is a lot more passive than the other 2. This blue bike here is PC only too, but as far as I can tell, it's the same as yellow as far as having the aggressive AI. How long it takes to get 3 red bikes. I think it was the last run I did, the first 3 bikes that spawned were all red, and then I've had other runs where I never got to 3 red bikes. Okay, there we go. So at this point now all I have to do is swing my sword in their general direction and they leave me alone. Oh my god, yeah, I can only imagine what playing this minigame was like on the 90s PC port. That was one of the most tragic things that your sister has ever told me, that her first experience with this game was the Windows PC port that had MIDI music. For a while well actually I think it's still the run that's on SDA has MIDI music, and yeah, like they don't even have words for One-Winged Angel. So it's twice as tragic then. I did this right, I should skip his second twin burners completely. Split isn't until I actually leave Midgar, so yeah, I'm gonna be behind still. Yeah, generally modding PC games is frowned upon in the speedrunning world. Because you're taking a game that kind of runs consistently, as well as consistently as it can across PCs, and then making it inconsistent is the main reason. Yeah, those are some pretty serious tire spikes. Alright, so here I'm gonna try to do a glitch to skip a cutscene. Nice, got it first try. Saving them frames. Hey, so once on the way that random encounters work on the world map is different from dungeon areas, and it's much less. You have much less control over it. It's not based primarily on a step counter. So getting a fight between Midgar and Calm is just bad luck. Nothing major. Alex on fire, just a combination of execution mistakes and bad luck. Like I had a pretty poor Heligunner fight for luck. But yeah, I mean, given that I've been playing for an hour and 44 minutes, 30 seconds isn't really a big variation too. I mean, like, the world record, I think, escapes Midgar around 140. I mean, that's part of why I'm really not interested in competing for the record at this category, is that so much of that is just how optimized your Midgar escape is. And that's not something I really want to grind. Midgar is just something I need to get through in order to actually get to the rest of the game. For when I do full game runs of this, it's not, yeah. So this fight here is scripted, but I can lose time depending on how many times the dragon kills Cloud. Because every time it kills Cloud, Sephiroth might cast Life 2 on him instead of attacking. Yeah, Sephiroth's face. Sephiroth has by far the goofiest mouth that they added to the polygon models in PC FF7. I don't think any of them look particularly good, but Sephiroth's definitely looks the goofiest. I mean, this game was made. This was an early PlayStation 1 game, and if I hadn't played it when it was new, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as I do now because of nostalgia. Hey, Stealin' Bread. So coming up here, I could use the same glitch that I used to skip the cutscene before I left Midgar, where I chose my party and skipped this cutscene. I like to call this the Fuzzy Pickles skip, to skip this photo cutscene. But in the PC version, for whatever reason, if you skip this cutscene, then you get soft locked basically when you go into the mountains afterwards. And on PlayStation, you can avoid the soft lock if you're careful with how you advance text. Maybe next week, whenever I next do this, I'll actually remember to come up with some Grinch-themed names to rename the characters too, because I do need to start practicing with renaming the characters, since that's going to be a thing at the marathon. Fuzzy Pickles. Yeah, make sure you're doing this too when you say Fuzzy Pickles. Alright, so this cutscene right here is where the game would soft lock if I did the photo skip. Hello, one. I have to get really, really lucky in order to run away from fights in the flashback before Sephiroth casts the spell. I don't know if it's actually known why it soft locks. I mean, on the PlayStation version, the reason it soft locks if you advance the text too quickly is just because Sephiroth isn't in your party if you do the photo skip. So I think the game gets too confused at trying to load or move the characters around basically during the second half of that cutscene when the characters are all merging together in soft locks. But you can avoid it if you basically wait for the blue soldier to finish moving before you clear the text box, the first text box that comes up in the cutscene. As far as why it works differently in the PC version, I have no idea. I think it's the only glitch that the only glitch that works differently in both versions. I mean, there's exclusive glitches on PC. Hey, Neohart. I think one of my favorite poorly drawn mouths though is the Ochu's mouth in FF9. Because if you get a good look at it, while the camera's moving around, you can see that the mouth, even though it's supposed to be open and showing a tongue, has no texture to it. Hey, Mecha. Yeah, we could have saved 20 minutes if Tifa had just stopped letting Cloud roll with the lies here. But if you do the photo skip in the PlayStation version, because you don't have Sephiroth with you, it's possible to game over in the flashback too. Because if you get into a fight that's not a preemptive, because these are enemies from Mount Nibble here, and you don't have Sephiroth, who's completely invincible, you have a pretty good chance of dying, which I just find hilarious in concept too, because you've got Cloud telling his story, and then, oh yeah, remember 10 years ago when I got mauled to death by giant grasshoppers? Yeah, good times. Yeah, all this flashback stuff is the main reason why I think the story to this game is pretty much barely comprehensible on one playthrough. I mean, I didn't understand really anything about Cloud's past until my second playthrough of the game. Well, you know who else does that? Aura in Kingdom Hearts 2. This is my story, and you're not part of it. Yeah, I mean it is really neat to play the game again and then actually catch all of the hints at the truth, basically. That there's something not quite right with Cloud stories. Yeah, okay, okay. I actually didn't get the. I was thinking you were referencing like a capsule that's vulnerable to level 5 death in like FF5 or something. Looking at chat instead of the screen makes me run into stair sightings. Oh yeah. Makers of, I believe, the Dark Cloud games and Ni no Kuni. Someday I want to finish Dark Cloud 2. Level 5 games are kind of exhausting to play, if you ask me, though, just because of how much stuff there is to do that doesn't really make any progress in the game at all. Yeah, I mean, of all of the story elements, Cloud's past's probably one of the least important, I would say, to what happens in the rest of the game. I mean, it's part of the story, but it doesn't, I mean, as far as explaining who Sephiroth is and how he got to want to become a god and destroy the world and everything, but as far as all the stuff involving Shinra and Avalanche and Aerith and the like, it's not really that important. Somebody has done like a run of Ni no Kuni in about 6.5 hours. Like FF Gamer 86, I think, has it linked on his Twitch channel, and I know there's a forum thread for Ni no Kuni on SDA forum. It didn't look like it. I mean, I like the game, although it didn't really look like a super exciting speedrun, just because a lot of the boss battles were just really, really, really long because of being underleveled. I don't know how much like actual speed tech there is too. I mean, I imagine there's optimal stuff you can do as far as the bonus abilities you can get to speed up like your movement and stuff. I definitely recommend the game though. I had fun with it. It wasn't, I mean, despite being a level 5 game, it was all that stuff I said about being exhausting to play. That's nowhere near as bad in Ni no Kuni as in like Dark Cloud or Dark Cloud 2. I mean, there's tons of side quests and stuff you can do with like evolving the equivalent, your equivalent of Pokemon, basically, but none of it's anywhere near as time-consuming compared to the main quest. Oh no, Caleb died. That's too bad. Did he get the parade right this time, at least? I know he lost a lot of time on his last FF7 run because of failing the parade and not having a recent safety save. Just because if you fail the parade, your money route gets screwed up really, really badly. Yeah, I know. Fortunately, they saw fit to give me a super duper advanced copy of PS4 FF7. Yep. It's almost warping time. That was a really nice dismount from the ladder there. That's kind of an annoying ladder to get off of too, just because you're pressing down to climb down the ladder, but then after you get off the ladder, you need to start holding up in order to move up across the bridge. And the window to kind of have that be a seamless transition is very, very tight. Thank you, Salians. Yeah, it's not explained very well, but you can figure it out if you talk to enough NPCs, basically, that all the people... Sephiroth did kill all of the people of Nibelheim, basically, except for Zangan, I think his name is, Tifa's martial arts trainer, but the people that are there in the present are basically Shinra employees that are impersonating the people of Nibelheim. How many SNES games do I own? Pretty decent number. I don't know exactly how many, but if you look at my backloggery, which I think I have a link to in my Twitch bio, you can see. I think my SNES cartridge library is the console that I'm the most proud of my collection of. Maybe followed by PS2 after that. I need to play Uncharted 3 one of these days, just because I enjoyed Uncharted 1 and 2, but I have Uncharted 3, but I've just never made time to play it. Maybe 2015 could be the year of the threes for me. The year that I finally play Breath of Fire 3, Super Famicom Dragon Quest 3, Mother 3, Uncharted 3, what other 3 games? PC Final Fantasy 3, although I'm not too eager to play that. I played the DS version, and that was... I enjoyed it enough to finish, but not enough to play again. Kingdom Hearts 3. Is that even coming out next year? Does it even have a date yet? There's a lot of indie PC games that I want to play too. Like, I really want to play Child of Light now after watching this submission video from Limit Break. It looks like such a gorgeous game. Yeah, I'm sure I'll probably relent and play Bastion sometime. I have heard good things about it from multiple sources. Alright, so next we've got a, what used to be one of the worst bits of RNG in the whole game. Now there's still RNG here, but it's less troublesome as far as sneaking past the Midgar Zolom without a chocobo. Every time that I get into a battle on the world map, the Zolom's position gets regenerated. Let's see, where are we? Okay, that was, yeah, that was, I wasn't really too in tune with where it was. That was probably a poor time to go for it. Getting into a fight with the Zolom will count as respawning it too. Alright. Okay, that should be a better position. Okay, there we go. This was discovered by Cart 7. Who's got the oh, dang it. But just thought I had it that time too. Did I just not wait enough? That felt right. Huh. I'd say that I'd need to watch the video back, but there's no way I'm gonna remember to do so. I mean, I've done this plenty of times, so I really know what I'm doing. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, so I mean, maybe it just gave me, like, maybe it just got god luck as far as, getting turned around quickly. Because the idea behind that trick is that I'm getting it stuck on the far mountains. So that by the time it can actually get completely turned around and start chasing me again, it's already too late. Oh, and then the second half of it too that I did was I skipped the cutscene in front of the Mythril Mines of finding that Sephiroth has killed another Midgar Zolom. I find that skip much easier to do on PC than PlayStation, just because of the loading time for the menu being lower. So I've got a lot. I don't know. I don't think it's really that different as far as the execution. I just find it easier with the faster load. Okay, so as long as I don't get a second fight before I leave the mines, I should be pretty good shape for my step counter for the next part of the run. Okay, we made it. Okay, so this is where the magic starts. So this is basically a New Game Plus type run, because the way that I'm going to be using the Yuffie Warping glitch, is going to involve using some prepared save files that I have on my PC, but all that I'm actually getting out of these files is location data. I don't actually get money or levels or any materia or anything other than location data. So, and then the way that my whole party was dead there was just basically just some math as far as changing your party leader so that you can end up with a completely dead party. So anyway, now that that's happened, now I need to get into a fight on the world map and win. I'd prefer if I got the weird-looking animal rider instead of these jerks here. Yeah, this is a math run. All right, so then that was a glitch called battle mode warping that used some properties of that save file to warp me past Mount Nibble with my speedrun file. We're just getting started though. So this is another, this file I'm loading here is in the northern crater, basically right before the party split up. So I'm doing the same thing I did before, where I'm game overing on purpose in order to store the location that I died. And then this forest that I'm in right here is the highest encounter rate for Yuffie in the whole game. 99.5% roughly. The character names are funny in the glitched files because they were made on the Japanese version. Yuffie troll. If you had a frog cloud, this would be over by now. Alright, so I am now in the crater with a level 11 party, so this is very, very dangerous. You might notice that Kate Sith is missing. That's because his character data is in a confused state right now, where it has part of Kate Sith's data and part of Young Cloud's data. Because Young Cloud and Sephiroth use Kate Sith and Vincent's character slots, respectively. This is ideally where I get the payoff for the step, the biggest payoff for the step counter routing I was doing in Midgar's, manipulating the encounters I get in the crater to be much safer than I'd otherwise be getting. And what I'm doing here is some pause buffering to allow my characters to run away faster. It loses time in real time, which is why I don't do it normally, but it's safer for the crater, basically. Because I really don't want to get attacked more than once per battle, if I can avoid it. The behemoth here isn't quite as dangerous as the Armon. Mostly just because of how slow its attack animations are. Alright, so once I reach the bottom of the crater, that updates some variables in the game to make it think that I've legitimately reached the end. Which is why I need to go down here, even though now I'm just gonna leave because I'm not actually strong enough to be able to beat the game. But coming down to the bottom needs to happen for me to be able to leave and then get the high wind and full access to the world map. Okay, nice. I like where I got this fight as far as the step counter route. The Tonberry is completely harmless because I can always get away before it catches up to me. I think that's part of the variables that are getting set is the kind of the equivalent of the disk. Okay, so this next encounter is one of the more dangerous ones because I'm getting back attacked by an Ahriman. So if I die here, it's not going to be the end of the run, just because I can redo the warp. But I don't want to die, because it costs about 5 minutes per death. I mean, this is... Yeah, I mean, the game doesn't ask you to change discs, because it's a single package. It's got achievements that are tied to getting to the equivalent of the disc changes, though. So I'm taking this really cautiously as far as just kind of tiptoeing to the jump points. Because I really, really don't want to get off my step counter route, because there's some really, really bad encounters I could be getting here that are really high chances of game over. The two worst are an armored golem, which has AoE attacks that it uses frequently that can kill my whole party. A little bit there, because I'm not used to walking at that part of the cave. So after the oh, I'm supposed to walk after the parasites. Ah, okay. That fight was supposed to be skipped there by walking after the parasites. The parasites are probably the most dangerous enemy that I'm gonna actually run into with this route. Starting to open the menu. I'd have to relook at Kynos' explanation of how he exactly set up the dead party files. so because I goofed a little bit on my step counter, I'm not going to get a preemptive Parasites battle here, which is a free runaway. I just remember that it's all based around just changing who's in your party in very specific ways. That's kind of the bottom line, potato cake, although the way I become strong enough to be able to beat Sephiroth is pretty, I think is pretty entertaining. I'm not just going to be just flat out grinding. Gargoyle fights are completely free just because they spend their first turn waking up. Hopefully that's the last encounter. Okay, we made it. That was a pretty solid crater escape. I think I got like 1 or 2 more fights than I wanted to, but didn't get any. I mean, I didn't get any. The important thing was that I didn't get an armored golem or a parasite back attack, because both of those are pretty good chances of wipes. Okay, I did get both the sources. I have to say, I don't specifically remember talking to Sid in the crater, but that very much doesn't mean that I didn't do it. Alright, so I gained a little bit of time in the crater escape. Hopefully next time I'll gain like a good 30 plus seconds. My luck was pretty solid, I think, as far as how fast I ran away from the crater encounters. Okay. Hey Wixie Band, it's going pretty good actually. Okay, so first order of business, we're gonna fight Ultima Weapon. Because I didn't actually fight, because I skipped the part of the game where you fight Ultima Weapon in Midil, its Ultima Weapon's HP value is glitched out. So you'll see in just a second. It actually had 0 hit points in this fight, but I can't kill it when it has 0 hit points, and I also can't kill it anyway before it moves to near Cosmo Canyon. In FF7, using the omnidirectional airship controls this doesn't cost you any speed, unlike in FF6, so that's how I always want to fly, basically. Oh, nice. Deathless Ultima Weapon. It's pretty common to die at least once or twice because of getting Ultima beamed and Cloud not dodging it, but if you save right beforehand, it's a pretty quick death and reload. So for killing Ultima Weapon, I get a ton of experience and money relative to the level I'm at, and then also the Ultima Weapon sword for Cloud. Next thing. Well, I didn't game over, basically, is what I meant by deathless. Because someone's generally going to die to Shadow Flare, because Ultima Weapon always uses Shadow Flare as a final attack on whoever killed it. If it doesn't use Ultima Beam on the first turn, though, I just have Barret or Red do it. I got them up! mop is but a mere stepping stone towards something far, far greater if I can press the right button on my controller. W item! W item lets you use 2 items at once, but it has some other very fun properties too. Let's try doing it right here this time. Okay, there we go. Key to Sector 5. There's several kind of missable items that you can get in Bone Village. I need to PHS first. Need to reset here. So what I'm going to be doing now is getting really strong and really fast really quickly, and I'm doing some encounter manipulation that involves resetting the game in order to make that happen. Hey, Grizmaluk. Here we go. If it's not obvious, I'm using a glitch that involves the W item materia in order to duplicate sources. Because you can't actually use a source in battle, it's a little more complicated to duplicate than consumable items. Which is why I need to have I need to fight these thieves so that they steal it and then I can kill them and get it back. Then I need to steal a speed drink off of one of them in order to set up the next duplication. So I need to do this a total of 3 times. I need to get a stack of speed sources, or 2 stacks of speed sources, and then 1 of power sources. Hello, Zexies. And then in between fights, I need to reset the game, and because that forces the next encounter I get in that screen to be 2 thieves. No, I haven't. I've been careful enough to not have to reset because of using all of the speed sources. I've done other dumb stuff, like forget to use the power sources twice, in fact. You can't get more than 99 just because the game has a hard cap of 99 items in a slot. That's why I have to do 2 separate duplication battles to get the full stacks of speed sources. Alright, so I need to do that one more time, and then we're ready to continue. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is like Sonic Boom Tears of Brokenness, but this game is 17 years old too. Oops. I'm resetting because it forces the next encounter I get on this screen to be the 2 thieves. Nice. Really like good luck with the duplication battles in this run. Give me my... I've only got 98, I need 99. So give me back. So this is something that's not really necessary, but I'm doing it for marathon safety, which is I'm going back to Bone Village to buy some healing items. The reason I didn't do this before is because I needed, in order to maximize my odds of the duplication battles working properly, I had to minimize the number of stealable items I had on me, and having tranquilizers and high potions is bad. Yeah, I'll use the sources when I save to set up the final warp. Oh, that's right, it wasn't using the sources that I forgot to do last time, it was equipping Deathblow. I basically forgot an entire menu, which is to equip Restore on Sid and then Deathblow on Cloud. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna use Yuffie Warping to get back to the crater, just because it's faster than getting back into the high wind and flying there. Active. Restore. Restore. Use tranquilizers. We should be good to go. So, during the final descent here, you're going to be seeing another glitch in action called the Vincent Mug glitch. If Vincent Mug uses the Mug command, which is the upgraded form of steel with certain weapons equipped, there's a glitch that makes it so the next battle animation that would happen gets cancelled. So that saves time on the final descent. Yeah, 2.5 minutes is yeah, because that was, you know what, that was pretty much a perfect segment, because I didn't die to Ultima Weapon, and I didn't have to reset any of the duplication battles. So what just happened there? Okay, oh, okay, bad luck, actually. What I'm trying to do here is cancel the animation of Vincent casting Escape using sneak attack materia. But the Araman got an attack off, so the animation of the Araman attacking got cancelled instead. Okay, so there you go. Vincent cast Escape, but the Mug glitch made it so that the screen just faded out instead of actually showing the animation. Yeah, the names are kind of special because this file was made on the Japanese PC version. Okay. So I don't want to actually make it all the way to the bottom, because that would screw up things pretty badly. So once I get to near the bottom, basically, now I want Vincent to get killed, basically, because I need to game over to set up the warp glitch. So I go back to this forest here, then fight Yuffie, and then we're in business. Ideally, for that fourth battle with the Iron Giant, the Mug glitch makes it so that the animation of the giant killing Vincent gets cancelled, which makes it kind of hilarious. Yeah, it's a bunch of sneak attacks plus Mug and Escape. Alright, so now my speedrun file is at the bottom of the crater. And this is the game's in a kind of a special mode too, just because of how I got here. It's loading the wrong FMVs. Oh, and also because this is a speedrun, I'm setting the battle speed to the slowest possible setting. Hey, Genova. So yeah, this is the background for this whole area here is FMVs, and because I used the warp glitch to get here, the game is loading the wrong FMVs. It gets even better too, although it's kind of hard to top that reactor exploding part. Yeah, and I forgot to equip Deathblow on Cloud in my last run, so I lost a bunch of time here because of having to just use regular attacks on Genova instead of Deathblows. Oh, and if anyone's wondering why I'm never missing with Deathblow 2, that's a side effect of the Misteel armor that Cloud has equipped, just because this game's amazing, and one of the stats that goes into calculating your accuracy with Deathblow is your own evasion, and the Misteel's the best armor in the whole game for evasion, so it gives you 100% Deathblow accuracy. This is all the regret that Cloud and friends are feeling for not suplexing that train too. Pretty poor menu there. Probably not going to get a sub 245, but should be probably a 246. Unless I have a really good safer Seph fight. Okay, nice. I mean, using that healing wind was a mistake on my part because I held the button too long, but it didn't end up costing me a turn because it went up. Basically, my ATB bars were refilling when Sephiroth was attacking. Yeah, unlike in the full game run where the music is screwed up here because of using the Midgar skip, we actually get to hear Birth of a God and One Winged Angel. Dodges, please. here this time. That was just pure bad luck there. That's the worst. That's the only thing that can really go wrong because of luck, is if he targets and kills Cloud with Shadow Flare. Okay. We did it, although that was really messy. That's the biggest reason why I picked up the long-range materia in the Mythril Mines, is just so that I can still win, even if he... Because if I don't have the long-range materia, then I can't win if he kills Cloud with Shadow Flare. Because if without long range, once he flies up into the air, I can't hit him anymore, and then I can't kill him before he does Supernova. So this should still be a PB though, although that's gonna I'm gonna lose most of the time that I saved from the Godluck during the preparation segment. I don't actually have any hero drinks. I could go and get some. Split? No, Split isn't until the run's over. But I could go get some hero drinks when I have the airship. But this strategy just doesn't need them. Like an older route for this category would get hero drinks and duplicate them, and then also get the double cut. And then do that instead of Deathblow. But yeah, the most important thing though is that even with getting trolled really badly by Safer Sephiroth, I still really comfortably beat my AGDQ estimate, which is 3 hours. Oh, I also gained time here because of the game loading the Airbuster exploding FMV instead of Cloud flying into his mind. Alright, so this will be a 247. Yeah, it would have been probably easily a low 246 if I hadn't, if Sephiroth hadn't Shadow Flared Cloud. And that is Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I'm doing at least one run a week before AGDQ, and probably quite a few more during the week of Christmas when I'm not celebrating. So hopefully I'll get a 205 or a 245 or a sub 245 at some point. But I'd be happy with this time for my AGDQ run. Oh yeah, using Omni Slash will be an incentive for AGDQ, of course. I only do it during runs if I'm not going to PB though. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I guess if anyone's never seen an FF7 run too, for that final battle with Sephiroth is completely scripted. your cloud has nothing to do really with your cloud from the rest of the game other than what sword he has equipped. So if you don't do anything, then Sephiroth attacks Cloud and takes 31 over 32 of his HP. I forget what that is in percentage, but and then Cloud will automatically counter and kill him because Seph only has like 1 hit point or so in that fight. You're meant to use Omni Slash, but if you don't, then you still win and it's faster. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the target is yet. I don't know if any of the GDQ donation incentives have targets yet, but getting me to use Omni Slash for the final Seph battle will be an incentive. Oh, and using Aerith for the final battle is something that'll be an incentive too, just because I don't actually have to do that. I mean, it's part of the optimal route just because it cuts down on the number of times you have to change who's in your party during the end of the run, and Aerith doesn't have any text before you fight Sephiroth, so you save a bit of time on text. Yes, I got the Steam achievement for using Omni Slash from using it here. My Steam profile for this game is kind of interesting, just because I have the achievement for beating the game, but not for beating the equivalents of Disc 1 and 2. Yeah, no lewd talk about Tifa, please. I know it's hard to resist during this FMV, but I'm not a fan of talking about women like that. Yeah, because I've only done speedruns of this version of FF7. I've never actually done a casual playthrough. Maybe someday I will, but it's not high on my list. Well, there is a PC version of FF4. It's a port of the mobile phone version, which is a port of the DS version. There's people that have done speedruns of it too. I think it's about 4.5 hours or so for PC FF4. It's a pretty interesting run too, just because of the augment system. Gives you a lot of routing options. So, trying to decide if I want to stream something else or just go back to playing Cage 2.5 before I go to bed. No, there's PC FF4 is out on Steam. There was pretty much literally no announcement or anything. It just quietly got released. Whenever they do that with FF6 mobile phone, I am buying that on day one and streaming a playthrough, just because the graphics in mobile phone FF6 are hilarious. Well, sure, maybe I'll do some DKC2 to wind down. I haven't really worked on learning more stages of the game, mostly just because I've been playing Cage 2.5, but I do want to stay somewhat up on the first 4 worlds. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm really good. Maybe I'll probably have time to work on DKC2 during the week off I have from work for Christmas when I'm not doing other stuff. So, I'm definitely gonna be doing runs of this, and then, but yeah, I'll work on other stuff too. Yeah, that soft lock bug with Leo in mobile FF6 got patched pretty quickly because it made the game uncompletable and all. Well, probably the same. Even though it's been about 20 years, probably the same way that that like having evasion not work in FF6 didn't get caught in testing, or like two and a half, I want to say, stats in Seiken Densetsu 3. I've never actually had to send in times to the FF leaderboards. I think they just, whoever is in charge of it these days, I think it's Chuckalator, I think just looks for highlights in his Twitch followers feed and then puts them on the leaderboard. Because every time I PB at a game, I make a highlight. There's a lot of time I can save on this run just from less slop too. It really adds up. I mean, just because I had like my menu before Sephiroth was terrible. I had some movement errors here and there. I'm sure I probably lost at least a full minute just from mistakes with menus and stuff. So if anyone's not going to stick around for about half an hour or so worth of probably DKC 2, let me give you raid targets. There's 2 tonight. Dazzle is doing Super C, which is my favorite Contra game of all time. And Jair is doing Dragon Warrior GBC, both very cool runners who don't get anywhere near as many viewers as they deserve, and both very good games too. Alright, and raid message is going to be remove Shadow Flare. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I guess if anybody like just came in, basically, the reason I lost so much time on Sephiroth was because he did the one thing that he can do to troll me, which is to use Shadow Flare on Cloud. And have it hit, too, because Cloud has a really high magic evasion stat because of the Mystial armor. So yeah, just looking back at these splits, I mean, yeah, I mean, my Midgar had a lot of slop in it, too, mostly just bad movement in a couple places. And then I got caught twice by the Zalem. That alone was a good, like, 45 seconds plus, I think. I think the single biggest reason I'm so far behind... Well, it depends on what record you're talking about. If you mean the 205 by Kynos, that uses a different route that basically does a credits warp after you escape Midgar. It uses one of the warp glitches to get into an in-game debug room, and then use that to get to level 99, and then warp to Sephiroth and win. This is kind of an older route, but it's more technical and more dangerous too. So I think this run will get a much better reception at AGDQ than the debug room run. And there were a few things I did for marathon safety too. Biggest one was buying extra healing items before going to the final battles. The record for this route is 235. Oh yeah, getting the long range materia was another thing the record didn't do to save time. That also allowed it to use a different step counter route for the crater escape that gets a few less fights and a few less dangerous fights too. With the trade-off of being that there's more ways to lose to Sephiroth. But if you're actually trying to compete for the record instead of have a marathon safe route, then that's just what you need to do. Yeah, it's a nice touch. I do kind of like the arrangement of the Final Fantasy theme more in both FF9 and FF6, but this is pretty solid too. Oh nice, looks like Caleb is still ahead on his run too, even though I heard he died in, what's it called, Gaia's Cliff. I think I heard he died to Hojo in his PB too, so massive amounts of time you can still save. Yep, thanks everybody for watching. Please follow if you haven't already. If you're new to my streams, I've got a list in my Twitch bio of games that I have or am interested in speedrunning. It's mostly JRPGs, but I am also learning Donkey Kong Country 2 as part of a game exchange that I'm in. This time I'll actually remember to update the broadcast title too. So which input do I have this plugged into anyway? There we go. Okay, that's interesting. Let's scrub. Hey, for the longest time I thought this was called Diddy Kong's Quest. I guess it's acting weird because I switched the I switched from HDMI to component without actually restarting the stream. Alright, there we go. Generally, this isn't so weird because I normally just use Amarok TV to handle the capture. Oh yeah, it's probably set to a really weird. Oh yeah, it's because it's set to 1280 by or 1920 by 1080 resolution, and this is only 240 by. Just like the last time I streamed this, I have not played this game since I last streamed it, because I've either been playing FF7 or KH2. FF4 I want to learn finally finish learning sometime next year. I've started learning both the English and Japanese version speedruns, but haven't actually gotten past Golba's Dwarf Castle on either yet. Someday I'll make that jump, but not today. It's a really difficult double jump to try to get into the warp barrel faster. So the first two worlds are pretty fast because I can skip most of the stages using the warp barrels. And then in World 3 is where the run actually starts. Oops. That was interesting. Really? Alright, this is where the RNG starts. I'm not gonna try for the nest jump when I haven't practiced. Alright, so that was perfect luck there as far as not getting any fake eggs in the second phase of the fight. Egg! Yeah, normally when I stream Super Nintendo these days, it's at 60 FPS too, and it's at 30 right now just because I didn't feel like having to restart the stream just for this. Webwood's too strong. Welcome, welcome, Raiders. Webwoods is arguably the most difficult stage in the whole game. So, to whom do I owe the pleasure this evening? Oh, it's an Antilles raid? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not going to be getting to Webwoods tonight because I haven't put much time into World 5 yet. Soon, though, hopefully. Along with learning a couple of the time savers in these first two worlds. Like, I do want to learn the 2-1 wrong warp. Okay, I think I died once to Cleaver in these splits. So let's not have that happen again. Yeah, I just started learning it about 2 months or so ago now. Dang it. I'm going to freestyle this here because I'm not used to doing this fight with Diddy. Alright. Die at least. Maybe someday. sticking to any percent for starters, though. 102 does look fun because of actually getting to play the first 2 worlds instead of just skipping everything. Oh! Ah! I realized after I'd already jumped that I do kind of need to grab that DK barrel. That guy was still on the loose. So that's a super jump glitch there that lets me skip having to wait on that cannon barrel. Hey, all raids are appreciated. Yeah, I've been looking for a non-RPG shorter game that has a decent-sized speedrun community to pick up, and I'm actually in on a speed game exchange where I got this from Essentia, and I gave Illusion of Gaia 100% to Religion. I'm definitely enjoying what I've seen so far too, just because I do like how all of the pretty much all of the tricks in this game are based on timing and positioning rather than mashing. Smashing is not a skill that I will ever have. Yeah, I've had a couple training sessions with Essentia, and then I've also been studying the DKC speedrun wiki. I also forgot to change characters there underwater. Oops. Alright, good night, Royal Blue. Thanks for watching. Oops. I was making a couple riskier jumps in the first half of the level, but for the second half, I'm not going to try to do the double crockhead jumps just because I die way too often. That's just something I'm filing away for once I actually can do full runs of the game and then want to start finding little things that can improve my time. Yeah, like the video tutorials for each individual stage at different skill levels are really nice on the DKC2, well, just DKC series wiki. This level has some really tight jumps to do optimally. Just taking the safe route for this first section, just because those jumping Kremlings have really weird hitboxes. Okay, nice, got the triple boost. At least the music's cool. This is kind of a hard level to do optimally. Screwed that up. Oops. Okay, made it. Yeah, I've got a game saver, and I just recently figured out how to actually get it working with this game too, because for some reason it doesn't work with my actual copy of the game, but it does work with my flash cart. Lots of trouble doing this warp lately. Oh, I think I even went up too high, actually. Oh well, another shot at the warp. Yeah, I'm doing the easier setup for it. I mean, oops. Oh wait, that's right. I don't actually have Dixie. Probably should have. Yeah, I needed to go back to a previous level. Well, I'll just keep going for now. After I beat the fourth boss, I'll come back here and make a few shot practice runs at the warp. Yeah, disclaimer: I have not actually played for at least a week.